Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today, more productive villagers take center stage with Heart playing as the Georgians in red, getting ready to take on Hera playing as the Romans in blue. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Not a bad time for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Georgians are a cavalry-centric civilization with some pretty powerful supporting economic features. To start with, all Georgian mounted units automatically regenerate HP and can be upgraded to take up 15% less population space. These two features do help them mass their unique unit, the Manaspa. This is a heavily armored, very powerful cavalry unit whose attack actually increases when there are other Manaspas or Nightline units in the vicinity. Now, like the Tatars, very important for the Georgians to take this. No, not just an empty piece of land. I'm talking about the high ground, since all Georgian units and buildings take 40% less damage when fighting downhill compared to the usual 25. That helped the Georgians build as big and powerful an army, military, industrial complex as possible. They do start the game with a free donkey cart. Their fortified churches increase the work rate of villagers within an 8-tile radius by 10%. And their economy, their settlement, can be much harder to raid, since repairing buildings does cost 25% fewer resources, and their defensive structures, which BTW, I don't know why I was thinking for the win, by BTW, by the way, does include town centers, can be upgraded to get a +2 attack boost, and their towers can be upgraded to deal pass-through damage. Now, speaking of pass-through damage, let's take a look at the Romans, a mixed land-based naval civilization with a few strong unit features that make them very deadly. To start with, their infantry units do get double the effect of blacksmith armor upgrades, and they have access to the legionary. This is a tanky, well-armored infantry unit that replaces their two-handed swordsmen and champions and comes with a decent attack bonus against other infantry units. So we'll see if we actually get to see them against a mounted civ like the Georgians. Now, to make their infantry even deadlier on the field of battle, the Romans can turn to a second unique unit, the Centurion. This is a heavy cavalry unit that increases both the movement speed and the attack speed of any militia line units under its command. Now, to overwhelm their opponents, the Romans can actually upgrade not only their entire militia line, not only their entire knight line, but also their Centurions to not only train 50% faster, but all of those come with a +5 charge attack, similar to, but a little bit lower than the Burgundian Custelier charge attack. Now, to back up their army, the Romans do have access, still do, to one of the deadliest scorpions in the game, even though they got rid of, or rather they lost access to a very cool, unique feature, which we'll talk about, I'm sure, throughout this game. Their ballistas, their scorpions, think Schlachter privileges, they cost 30 gold instead of the usual 75. Their minimum range is lowered from 2 to 1, and they can be upgraded to fire 33% faster. That'll help a player get to the later stages of the game, maintain the might of Rome. Roman villagers do gather resources and build and repair structures 5% faster than generic villagers. Zebra getting pushed. Always fun to watch the zebra, and always remember the old, what was it, like National Geographic channels talking about how this crazy black and white striped pattern that stands out so much is actually a protective feature to make any kind of predator lose sight of individual zebras and then make it harder for them to pick off individual zebras. So it's kind of strange, right? You think an animal would be camouflaged. A zebra on a plane like this, for example, would be, I don't know what, like camoed, like a soldier, green and brown and leafy colors. But no, they stand out, but they stand out on purpose. It is very much a defensive feature. Anyway, you're not here to learn zoology from someone who has absolutely no expertise in zoology. You're here to watch the players head up to Feudal Age Hera off the back of 19 villagers, Heart off the back of 17. Let's take a look. WeS.Hearttt about a minute and 10 seconds ahead of Hera. Tells me he's also maybe skipped Loom. Yeah, 25 HP to 40. Well, there you go. Let's take a look at the attack path between the two bases as they begin exploring the map. Both of them finally moving out at the 8-minute mark. Pretty much open area right in front of the Georgian base. Roman base has a few forests in the forward position, but also pretty darn open. Okay, I thought Hera was on a mission of exploration. Instead, he is on a mission of immediate exploration. Did he lose some kind of animals? Did he Did he feel like he hasn't explored enough in the immediate surroundings at any event? He'll move out at some point, I am sure, right as our Georgian moves in. Hera, afraid of getting poached. You are not up against the Celts, but it's still a risk. Moves his herdables underneath the TC. Let's take a look at the Georgian base now in the Feudal Age. Primary gold to the north, not really on the attack path, but still kind of exposed in a big open clearing, as is the primary stone. Secondary gold off to the side, secondary stone off to the back, and third stone in a Tetris piece right in the very forward position. Although right next to a hill might be a good location for Heart to place some infrastructure. Berries also in a forward position. Forests completely unhelpful when it comes to walling any part of this base off. Hera is about to discover a house, and with that house comes another house, and with that other house comes the mill, and the villager bent over the berries, and now it's Hera's turn to threaten some goat stealing. And I, of course, missed the first kill of the game as a villager lies dead. A second villager lies dead. Heart coming out of the gate swinging with 2 villager kills with only 2 scouts. This is incredible. Not only did Hera have Loom, as we saw earlier, but he accomplished this, Heart, with only 2 scouts? Wow. I mean, Hera must have been over here. Okay, Hera evens up the kill count. I'm glad I've at least caught one of these kills. Hera must have been on this side of the map, dodging the town center, and Heart just found the absolute perfect time to pounce and gets 2 villager kills. So Hera had a 2 villager lead. Now he's at a 1 villager deficit. Might get a second kill here if Heart doesn't run away, although it looks like he's starting to run away. Hera, for his part, Golden Stone also to the north of the TC, does have a patch of gold to the back of his base, which is fortunate. Both of Hearts are in the forward position. Where's his third patch of gold? Off to the left, and stone off to the left as well. So a few resources safe, a few resources exposed. These scouts might want to come in and help here. These scouts might want to come in and help here, Mr. Scout. Hello. In any event, our Georgian retreats to the safety of not too sure what, the berries. Art still has an army to the rear of the base here, but this woodline is semi-closed. Hera, 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 Hera. Never mind, he pounces on the spearman. Looks like there's been another kill for our Georgian elsewhere. We'll have seen that as well in picture-in-picture. Now he's going to close in and get another kill. And oh no, now he's closing in on villagers, but there is one very weak scout here who bites the dust. Hera gets his second kill of the game, as at the same time he attacks the berries, but gets a spearman instead. Will he go after the villagers? Looks like he's going to go after the villagers. Isolates one of them, and she falls right as the scout falls as well. Okay, so Hera gets his first villager kill of the game. Our Georgian running away. Our Roman sticking around, poking the barracks. Both players, they're farms, they're forests. Not really in very helpful positions here. And what an action-packed game all of a sudden. I mean, 2-3 minutes ago, we were at 0-0 kills. Now, all of a sudden, 3 dead villagers, 8 dead military units. Both players running around here with armies that are quite similarly constituted. Spearmen and scouts. A dyslexic's worst nightmare here. Add in some skirmishers, and I won't be able to pronounce any of this. But we've got some tinkle tinkle in the center of the map. Let's take a look at everyone's HP here and see what we're working with here. Hera takes the high ground with his healthier spearmen. Okay, 1 spearman down, 2 scouts, 3 scouts down. Fantastic. Get there for our Roman in blue. And just like that, Heart has to get the hell out of here because his army no longer has a very long shelf life. 2 of these spearmen, as we can see, are basically dead. Although, to be fair, 2 of Hera's spearmen are basically dead as well as a seagull. A stork, pardon me. That looked like a seagull to me for a second. I was going to say, why the hell is there a seagull here? There's no sea anywhere, no body of water on this map. Unless you, of course, count these beautiful box turtles. Okay, Heart manages to get a spearman. Loses one of his own. These kind of like small, isolated engagements. Nobody's really training that much military. Hera's not training military at all. Tells me that we are rushing up to Castle Age, and rushing with a small R because we're already 16.5 minutes into this game. Hera is oh so close to evening up the kill count here. He's down 8 to 9. He is so close. Oh, but just like that, 2 more deaths, and now he's not close at all. Not that it really means anything, not that it really matters. All these silly things I say, like the evening up the kill count, that makes absolutely no difference in this stage of the game. Actually, it makes absolutely no difference at all. But what I personally like to focus on is these kind of statistics. We've got a high octane chase on the left. We've got a high octane chase to the right. Our Georgian is going to dive bomb this base. No, has second thoughts. Couple of palisades in a house are going to be enough to keep these spearmen the hell out, or rather one palisade and a berry bush. Pardon me, the fruit bush, my favorite. Is it my favorite? I didn't catch you. I see some lemons. I see some butterflies. There they are. There they are. It's been a while. Been a while since I saw that. Hart might want to garrison his TC, help his spearmen out a little bit here. There we go. But one does survive to the rear here. Hera does manage to gun down, I'm assuming, one of those super weak scouts. Yeah, the other three get the hell out of dodge. Not too much they're going to be able to accomplish here against a force that outnumbers them. Look at the maneuvering out of Hera here. But now, a standard chase. As long as red doesn't change directions too much, should be able to escape. And remember, we are in the Feudal Age, which means these scouts are starting to regenerate HP more and more and more. Okay, turns around, gets a nice 2-for-1. Does our Georgian, whose HP is 67. Any second now, there we go, should be 68, 69. Hera Spearman still hanging out here, keeping an eye. Spearman with a pretty decent amount of line of sight, if you're not familiar with this unit. I'm assuming this is closed. Hard to tell in Age of Empires sometimes. Let's see what our per VHP is up to, 73. Very important for the Georgians, like any civilization that has like unit specific upgrade features, like the Bulgarians with their militia line, the Turks with their scout line. Very important to keep these units alive, because the longer you keep them alive, the pretty much healthier they become. And the healthier they become, the fewer of them you have to train, which means you have more resources to grow your economy, maybe even add. Dare I say add a few more? Dare I say, where the hell are you two going? Hansel and Gretel here, Jack and Jill went up the hill to build a Roman homestead. We're up to 93 HP. This is the power of the Georgians. Double siege workshop here. Okay, our Georgian, though, already beginning a double wall off. Has he caught wind of this at all? No, he hasn't. But he perhaps expects some kind of shenanigans out of our Roman, who, of all things, is adding in the light cavalry upgrade. Now, that will slow down his scouts significantly in that they won't be able to catch up to these red scouts. But again, Hart just throws away a spearman. To be fair, that spearman did get him line of sight on these two siege workshops. Light cavalry moves at 1.5, scouts at 1.55. It looks like neither player has husbandry at the moment. Scorpions. Okay, so Hera said, you know what, I heard a big thing on Reddit about scorpions and ballistics and how this and that, and all of a sudden everyone is getting the Roman bonus. Why don't I take a look and see what the hell is going on here? Hart arrives at the base, snipes another villager, brings a pet lion, gets another villager. And remember, these are Georgians, these are mounted units, so they do also regenerate HP, currently at a rate of 10 HP per minute. It looks like the last of the scouts, and yet another spearman bit the dust here. But let's see what our Georgian can accomplish on the other side of the map. High ground here does take 40% less damage from this knight. Oh, look at the loop, the loop, look at the loop, the loop. Beautiful maneuvering out of Hart. But he's about to get busted into. Funny that Hera goes after the house and not, oh, I don't know, one of these palisades. The barracks is under attack. Scorpions do come with a small attack bonus, +2 against buildings. Usually I would say +2 is not that small, but their slow attack speed really does make it small. 2, 3 more villagers. Oh, this is going to be real bad. 4 more villagers. Hera just completed ballistics. You wouldn't know it from the way these bolts are missing. Again and again. Okay, they finally do manage. We'll keep an eye on these cav archers here. As Hart gets out of the TC area, kills a monk. We'll get both of these scorpions. I should say both of these surviving scorpions. All 3 of the scorpions are going to die. And out come even more cav archers. Hart is ahead 10 total villagers because he slaughtered 11 more of his opponent's villagers. Now he's ahead 11. Adding in a second town center. Don't know why I clicked the market. I think Heartt's going to need a few more villagers on wood beyond these 13 if he wants to keep up Cav Archer production and a TC. He's got 18 on gold. 18 on gold might be a bit much if you're just going triple range archery range. Maybe not. I feel like he should take a few of those from gold. Okay, he does take a few of them from gold and puts them onto wood. The correct move here. Even though they regenerate HP, Heartt adding a little bit of a boost with his monks. Looks like he got a light cavalry unit. Now he's continuing to go after these villagers more and more. 17 dead villagers now for our Roman. Hera is just losing villagers left, right, and center. He's been knocked down to 34 villagers. And what is his army composition? Does it require food? Ram, no. Scorpion, no. Monk, no. Knight and light cav, yes. He's going to try to get one of these villagers as well, but no, he makes it to the TC. Hera does have 10 scorpions on the field. I mean, there's only 5 here. Where are the other 5? They must be at home. Yeah, a few of them are at home defending here. Actually, not a few. All 5 are at home defending, but look at this. 3 in the middle of nowhere, 2 on the defensive, and only 5 on the offensive. If he had all 10 of them here, he could maybe put a little bit more of the fear of the scorpion into his opponent's eyes. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure Heartt's going to be that scared of 5 scorpions. Doesn't have redemption just yet. Got the gold for it. But Hera keeps shoving more units into this open breach. And let's see, I've said this before that I can't remember a high elo game where the Romans won because of their scorpion play. I can't remember. It looks like the villagers to the back are getting killed yet again by these Georgian cav archers. It looks like he's up to 23, 24 villager kills. We'll keep an eye on that picture in picture, but every time he sneaks in, Heartt is just able to get more and more villager kills, and that is the name of the game with cav archers. But look at their HP. Yikes. That is ugly. He needs to get home. He needs to get home immediately. You can heal all the live long day, and Castle Age, it's 10 HP per minute, jumps up to 15 if we're lucky enough to see Imperial. But 4 monks here somewhere, I can tell. 3 monks, pardon me, would do a much better job assisting with the healing. And yeah, I feel like he is coming home now with these cavalry archers making their way down to the southwest of the side of the map. So Hera's cleaned himself a bit of a beachhead here. I would love to see a castle drop or some kind of something here for our Roman. Yeah, they are returning home. Mission accomplished, though, for these cav archers. 11 villager kills. Hera dives right in. Gets 2 of the monks. But look at army counts. They are identical. Unfortunately, our Roman, if he loses this army, cannot afford to replace it. He's got 30 villagers to 60. Heartt needs to take this fight immediately. He doesn't know it. He doesn't know just how dire the situation is for the Roman. The Roman, who still, by the way, has half of his scorpion force at home. If he knew how bad it was for Hera and how hard it's going to be for Hera to replenish his army, he would have jumped immediately. 3 dead scorpions at the hands of a mangonel. And it is Hera who's being aggressive. The last thing he needs to be doing right now is being this aggressive. He's not training any villagers. This is an all-in from our Roman. And things are not looking good here. Scorpions are being methodically taken out one at a time while the cav archers wreck all of the supporting units. No more monks. Very few knights remain, although, what the hell is a random skirmisher doing in the middle of all this? Misclick much? A 3rd TC. Has Hera even seen the 2nd? He hasn't. Has no idea about this 3rd one. Georgian army is regenerating HP, but the HP is at half right now. Oh, no. Do not take your foot off the gas pedal. you're gonna do a TC, 1 TC all in, you gotta do a 1 TC all in. You gotta bring these 5 scorpions. Are they still all here? No, there's only 3 here. He's brought the other 2. Yeah, here they are, slowly wheeling forward. So he's gonna kind of conglomerate, whatever, clump up his remaining scorpion count. Leave a few of them at home. Not that they've been very successful at stopping villager kills. Heartt's killed 24 villagers to 10. Make that 11. And now with their good pierce armor, they are moving forward, but straight into another mangonel. Oh no. And that's it. Hard to see how Hera is going to keep pushing here off the back of 1 TC. The only thing I can say for Hera is he is very much making use of his 30 gold scorpion cost, because he is the only thing he's trading right now is scorpions. I don't even know why he has 4 villagers on food. I guess to keep up night production here and there. It's all wood, all gold, very much a Phosphoru adjacent build. He's gonna go after a few villagers. He gets shooed away. And look at the cav archers. They were at half health before. Now they're almost at perfect health. Monks, 10 HP per minute regeneration on each one of them. But Hera's going after the monks. Hasn't lost one knight to a conversion just yet. He does now and resets the monk count again. Going after the mangonel. Gets it as well. Not a bad get for, what was that, like 2 or 3 knights? The problem is the mangonel does outrange the scorpion. Oh, pardon me, no. Why did I think it out? I'm so sorry. They have the exact same range. Out punches it does. The scorpion. And he's going after the mangonel to the left. TC is all that stands in the way here. TC and a converted knight, but a villager repairs should save that mango. Look, Heartt's been kind of knocked off the entire eastern portion of his base, his settlement, finally bringing a villager forward, I'm assuming to attack the ram. Yep. Knight gets the mangonel. Knight gets immediately killed by the cav archers. Knight's going after the villager who's attacking the ram that's running away to the high ground. Okay. Hera's up to 39 villagers. Heartt's at 74, still about double the economy size. Still just a matter of when, not if. Hera is not getting the job done here, and he's getting pushed back. This is the worst case scenario here for our Roman. Unless all of a sudden we're gonna see another TC plop down for him. That's has happened in the past when players abandon their 1 TC all in. And to be fair, Heartt has kind of stopped killing villagers. He's sitting at that same 24 that he's been at for a while. He's trying to pick off these knights. He got a monk a second ago. He is training 6 cav archers at a time though, and Hera is training 2 scorpions. Now on paper, 2 scorpions with ballistics versus 6 cav archers. Probably the scorpions win that if you don't mind, you know, everything else being equal, micro and all that stuff. Just because of their ridiculous pierce armor of 7. Again, so what's the attack now with, it's 8, right? Yeah, 8 with Bodkin. What an interesting game so far. And Hera's back. You thought I left? Absolutely not. But he's now training knights. Hard to see a scenario where Hera takes this unless Heartt isn't paying attention and Hera, exactly, Hera gets a bunch of these bolts off. Evades the mangonels. I say mangonels in plural because there's one on the field, one about to pop out. If he can evade the mangonels, if he can get these cav archers, he may stand a chance here. How's his settlement looking? Still has plenty of gold to the back. Is this his only wood? That's his only wood. Oh wow, that's about to get depleted. I wonder where he's gonna go after this depletes. Maybe he'll pivot to the south. Maybe he'll pivot north. More flags raised on the siege workshop means more scorpions are inside. Cavalry is healing, both naturally and with Monk help, and beautiful pop out of the mangonel by Hera. Gets Heart while he's on cooldown. And all of a sudden, they both just have one mangonel each. And this is the problem when you're encamped next to your opponent's buildings, and they've got the flags up. You're never 100% sure what's going to pop out of there. But, sure as rain, 2 more scorpions bite the dust. Ooh, our Georgians adding a castle. Castle on the low ground, by the way. And very far from this infrastructure. This castle needs to be here. Hera's going to see it under construction. He's going to get the mangonel. No more mangoes for you, which means these scorpions should be able to run amok if they wanted to. But no, the castle is up. The castle is up. The knights are under attack, and Hera taps out. There's nothing. He's got nothing he can do. Even these 4 rams are going to have a very hard time closing in, especially since 2 of them are basically dead on this castle. And wow, okay, I was admonishing Heartt for putting the castle here. I guess he just didn't really want to risk it. The castle probably should have been here, right? To protect the gold and start putting pressure on this small but very productive set of siege workshops. I mean, they've been pumping out scorpions nonstop. How many scorpions? Must be the #1 trained unit. 49 scorpions for Hera with ballistics. Welcome to the world of the Roman. And that's what, 1,500 gold? 1,470 gold? 30 times 50? Yeah, I think 1,500 gold. That's it. That's all it costs, gold-wise, for 50 scorpions. Cav archers, cavalry. Oh my god, knights. I wonder how many conversions the players got. Well, peak APM for Heartt right at the beginning. Peak APM for Hera towards the end of the game. Oh yeah, 7,000 difference in economy. Almost 30% bigger economy for our Georgian. To be fair, I'm surprised it's not closer to 50. Did he not have any fortified churches up? He had 1 fortified church. Okay, so a bit of an oversight from Heartt, because remember, any villager within an 8-tile radius, and these squircles here that you see, this is 6 tiles, because that's the attack, or pardon me, 7 now. No, what am I talking about? 6. Oh my god. Oh, I'm coming across as such an idiot in this cast. 6 tile. Here's your murder holes radius. Then there's 6 tiles for the attack, and then you add 2 more tiles in each direction. Any villager within this giant square works 10% faster. There is no excuse for Heartt not to have a fortified church right here, a fortified church. I guess there used to be gold here, right here. Anywhere you are, you need a fortified church as the Georgians. It is an incredibly cheap, ridiculously cheap way to roid up your villagers, and maybe that's why. I mean, at one point, I mean, look at the count now. He's got about 57, 60 more villagers than Hera. There's no reason his economy should only be 30% bigger. This is interesting. This should be probably 50% bigger with all the... But again, he didn't really have the fortified churches. A little bit more wood, a little bit more food, a little bit more gold, and 1 extra castle's worth of stone. 6 to 3 conversions. I thought it was going to be a bit more. 20 raisings by our Romans. So Hera wins the demolition prize, the Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball prize, if there is such a thing in Age of Empires, because again, he decluttered the entire eastern portion of this Georgian base. Unfortunately, couldn't close the deal with these scorpions, despite numerous penetrations and numerous attempts to shove his units into here. He just couldn't get it done. Meanwhile, in the back of the base, 5 villagers here, 5 villagers here, 10 villagers there. Everywhere, these cavalry archers were just omnipresent, and Hera at the end leaves how many of these scorpions? Just the 1 scorpion is left at home. So maybe an oversight, maybe defensive. Heartt seems like he had very little interest in continuing to raid villagers after the 24th, but he also got a 25th kill. In any event, the mobility, the healing of the Georgian, usually it's Hera who's amazing at babysitting his units. In this particular case, it's Heartt with the natural healing, Wolverine healing factor, and the monks. And dare I spy with my little eye a Manaspa? Did I see a Manaspa? No, I see one training. Interesting. Okay. Well, there you go. What a fun game. And like I said, did they really need to take this feature away from the Romans? Did they really need to give ballistics to everyone who has a scorpion in the game? Because anecdotally, of course, because I haven't obviously personally seen, I'm not an AI program that has personally seen every single game of Age of Empires that's been played since the Romans have been introduced. But I personally can't remember a single game where this for the Romans with ballistics was the decisive determinative factor for a big fat W. In this case, it seems to be for a big fat L here. But if you know of a game, let me know. I just can't seem to remember. I don't know why they had to get rid of this feature. Maybe the developers wanted to throw a bit of a controversy into the placid lake of Age of Empires, but maybe some other reason. I don't know exactly what. The Romans could have been changed in a million different ways, but unfortunately, they decided to give ballistics to everybody. Hera says, hey, let's see what the hell all the racket's about. Tries to go ballistics with the Scorpions. Unfortunately, the mobility of the Georgians, more importantly, the mangonel shots, and the cavalry archer decimation of his economy just pushed him way too far behind. He's been on 1 TC this entire time. That's why he's down 57 villagers. And that's unfortunately why he cannot keep on pushing, especially now that there's a castle here. That basically means he's got literally nowhere to go, nothing to do, no mobility. He can attack into the stone pile, but if he doesn't, with 27 villagers on stone, it's only a matter of a minute or two before Hart has enough stone for yet another castle. And if not, then he'll just buy it, because why the hell not? He's got 102 villagers, and plop down another castle somewhere that will completely just railroad Hera's attempt to win here. And unfortunately, I think Hera sees and knows all that, decides to tap out, lives to fight another day. It is Hart with the mobility, with the cav archer, with the villager sniping, with the mangonel shots, and with the never-ending decimation of the Roman Scorpion that takes the W. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.